Hey, what's up, Raz? That's good. I got a lot of work done on the Jessicas this week, so hopefully by the time I think we'll finish out the polling maybe Sunday, I think. This way we can start planning the elements for each character. I got rods up her leg, but I can only get the rod to here. I couldn't get it into the body because the way it was, I would have to twist the rod. But I did pour resin in it, so the whole body is completely filled with resin. So, and then I sanded down the waist, and we're gonna work on the chest today. I'm gonna redo the booties on them though. I don't like the way the butts are on them because it's like so weird and flat here. So I'm gonna actually rework some of this in here on each one. Yeah, I didn't have any really issue with it. When I filled in with the resin, I was concerned because I had the whole body standing up. I thought maybe it might get too hot, but it didn't do anything, so that was pretty good. You can see, you know, where the resin is here after I sanded down the waist area. Yeah, the whole, this area is okay a little bit, but I still probably might redo this area on the crotch, but her booty needs to be redone. I don't like the, it's kind of, it's this area in here that's bothering me. It's too, like, flat. But yeah, since I took down the waist though, it looks pretty good. Yeah, they might, see that's the problem is I don't know yet, like, for Lieutenant O'Hara outfit, you know, we're going to see sort of her booty underneath the skirt, so it looks a little weird. So if we do a cop outfit with a skirt as well, same thing, but if the nun wins, then I probably got different ideas for the nun and this probably won't work, so. Other than that, I sanded it all down. I got like that top layer off of her. Let's see. Other than that, no real other issues on it. It was just hard to get the rod up the legs. I kept on thinking the rod would go straight up, but the problem is the rod kind of hits this area here, so I had to sort of kind of curve it a bit. But at least it's a really nice thick rod up this leg, so it's not going anywhere. So that's a good thing. And her legs pretty much line up pretty decent, you know, here. So I might have to just do a little bit of moving or tweaking once I get her onto the base. Hey, what's up, Raccoon? I think the only other thing is the right foot is the heels are kind of curved in on each one, so I might sort of tweak those a bit. But other than that, I did take down a lot on her. So when I sanded her down, I took down the waist. I took down her back muscles here. But what I realized is I needed to sort of take in this section here a little bit. To get this little curve coming in a little bit more. And then that kind of helped the stomach area a little bit better. But after I took down that top layer with like sanding it down, it doesn't really scrape anymore with the fingernail. So I guess it must have been like a film or something. And then what I did is I just chopped down the top of the breast because I'm gonna work on the chest today. I figure work on the chest today, get those set up, and then I can actually prime the items. And start because I gotta get the bases done too. I started cleaning up the bases a bit. Still got a little bit more to go, but you can sort of see on this one the resin with this is Bondo in the middle. I've just been trying to like layer it out and kind of clean it a bit. So I figure once I get these bases kind of cleaned up, I can get each one locked onto the base. Just trying to get ahead of the game, you know, just so this way each week I at least have something to do on these. Oh, and then if the cop does win, which looks like the cop might win, I went through my stuff and I found this hat. Well, it was on the poison from the Pop Culture Shock. So I guess if we do, you know, the police, we can use this hat, just a bigger hat on top of her. So at least now I don't have to worry about a hat, you know. Maybe like have her hair kind of re-sculpted coming out, and then sort of put the hat like that, you know, kind of covering the eyes. So this is kind of a bonus. Hey George, it is weird weather today. It's not cold, but it's not hot. It's sort of misty rain, but it's kind of muggy. It's like a weird in between weather today. So I think it's like a 74. I don't know. Hey, what's up, Henry? You sent me an email? Okay. I'm a little bit behind on emails. I got a massive influx of repair requests over the past week. Which was your email? What? I don't understand how or why, but it seemed like everybody broke a statue this week. So I'm just so completely trying to organize and keep in track with people. Yeah, it must be like one of those weeks where, or maybe a bunch of people have had broken stuff and they found me online, but I just can't keep up with the requests all of a sudden. I'm trying. And I'm trying to be honest with people too. Some of the requests, I'm like, it's so over the top broken, I can't, it's just go buy another one, you know? But sadly, somebody did break something, but it's a 1/3 scale. And for them to ship me that item would be absolutely insane repair. You know? On your what kit? It's little damn hearts in the middle of the chat. Can't move the screen over. I'll check on the emails again. If for some odd reason, you can always send it again too. It doesn't hurt to send it again. You're not really, as long as you don't send like 5,000 emails. But Sunday I got to sit down and go through everybody's emails. 3D printing? These are 3D printed, so 3D printing, I have no issues with it. Everyone's doing it now. It's easier to get prints out. I'm using it for projects myself. Hey, what's up, man? Making copies? What do you mean making copies? I really don't make copies of stuff. Oh, are you talking about molding and casting the item? Like if you wanted to make copies to give to like friends or sell it? No problem, Henry. I'll check it over. I'll get back to you on Sunday. Yeah, so I did do a video on molding and casting. Let me mix this up and I'll find the link for you. I'm not perfect at molding and casting though, that's the problem. I don't do like the professionals, how they do stuff. I do stuff more for like, you know, throwaway stuff. But I sort of do know how to mold and cast to a point. But I'm not perfect where, you know, the guys who mold and cast, they know how to like measure in grams, like this much liquid to this much mold. I just kind of like pour the crap in there and then just make my mold. So, but I did do videos on it, I know I did. But they're not in depth and they're not perfect. I know I did videos. Let me see what I did. See which one might help you. Alright, so these are 2 videos for you, Ming, but you have to understand I'm not like super perfect when it comes to this stuff. Those are fairly old. But that's how I mold and cast. But like I said, I'm not like the super professional that's going to give you in-depth, like, you know, how I mold and cast. But that's kind of what I do. You know, like I'll show you an example. So when I did this, he didn't want the extra body. So when I did this for the Star Sapphire bust, this is the body that I put the bit, you know, in, and this was the mold. You can see it's a really crappy, shitty mold. It should be 2 pieces, but because I put the arms in here, it's like a whole other story. But I was able to get 2 castings off, and you know, and that was it. But this is that Mold Max 30 stuff. Molding and casting sucks. It really does. I really don't enjoy it, but I will do it if I need to. But it's not something I would want to do like all the time. So those guys who mold and cast copies for people to do like a run of like 15, 20 statues, I give them a lot of credit because it's a lot of work. Yeah, you know, see the problem with molding and casting, like say you wanted to mold and cast this whole body, right? Or just say this leg, right? So you want to cast up this leg. It's not just about putting the mold in here and then pouring it. You also have to think about when you have it upside down, you pour the resin. Because say you had the mold here, right? And you poured in this direction, you have to have an air spout here and an air spout over here so you don't get any air bubbles in there. So when you pour the resin, it goes down and comes around. So if the leg is in this type of direction, you shouldn't get any air bubbles. But say you had it like perfectly straight like this and you started pouring down, you might get air bubbles in here. So you also have to keep in mind like how the item is going to be turned in your box, so when you pour it going down, you don't get air bubbles in areas. So that's kind of like another thing you got to think of. But if you were to pour it this way, right, and you poured it from here, but if you didn't have an air spout here, you can get air bubbles around here, you know? But you might get air bubbles down here if you're not, it's hard. You got to kind of think about how it's going to be poured, what direction. Are you going to do a 2-part mold and have it cut down the middle, or are you going to have it cut down here, you know? So there's a lot to it. Hey, what's up, Iceman? Iceman, you've been like testing paints like crazy. You should be like making YouTube videos on this stuff. Pretty soon I'm going to be going to Iceman for techniques and stuff, and let me know what paint's good and what paint's bad. He's testing everything. Well, that's good, Iceman. I gotta check it out. Did you post pics yet? Hey, what's up, 234? How's it going? Alright, I'll check it out. I haven't really been on too much. I had to do a doctor run for my mother today, so. Yeah, no problem, Ming. Like I said, it's I'm not the best at it, but that's kind of where I'm at now with what I'm doing. Well, you're testing more than I would test. I usually just kind of slap the paint on and run with it. Oh no, 234. What we're doing is these are these the ES Monster or the Eve 3? I think these are the ES Monster kits. So these are the Jessica Rabbit kits that we're doing voting on my Patreon and to be what they're going to turn into. So one's going to be Star Trek. Alright, ES3 Monster. One's going to be Star Trek. The other two are being voted on. And it's just kind of like a cosplay what if off this statue. It's just that the statue needed to have a bigger chest, smaller waist, and changing up the booty. So you could see the resin I poured in. I took down the waist. So we were just basing it off their statue. So it's going to be whatever. So far, the Nun and Cop is what's winning. So it's just basically that's it. We're going off of this statue. Hey, what's up, Jacob? Busy week. Busy week. Got the Jessicas ready. Well, kind of ready. Been working on that Thor kit a lot. So, almost got Thor ready for paints. Just gotta figure out how to get the cape secured. Too bad, Iceman, you can't get some of the paints that we have over here, but you seem to be getting nice colors down. I ordered those Pro was it ACLY or whatever they were called? I ordered the skin tones for Jessica, so I won't get those until Tuesday, I think, though. The Pro Acrylics, yeah, whatever they're called. So I just ordered the skin tone set. Well, not the sets, but the colors. Sadly, one though I couldn't order, but it was more of an orangey skin tone, which I really didn't need. It wasn't part of the site that I ordered them from, and it was like $14 for shipping one bottle. So I was like, nope, I don't need that bottle. But I'm kind of interested to see how they work on these statues. Yeah, but every paint's expensive now. Everything has gone up. It's insane. But you're getting most of the paints that are decent for what you're doing, so I wouldn't worry too much. And your item looks good what you're doing off of it, so if you were getting like only cheap paints and you couldn't get those, you know, like good blends and type of finishes you want, then I would say spend the money to get the better paints. But your helmet, Lord Helmet's coming along pretty well. Yeah, we're making it more Jessica Rabbit than what it was, as you can sort of see. Once we get the bigger chest, and since I took down the waist, it's gonna look a little bit better. It sucks, Iceman. You can't get the spastic stuff. I think you would really, really like the spastic though. Um, I love the way those kind of blend. But the spastic, yeah, I think it's more of a lacquer paint. It's like Alclad, but I just think their formula is a little bit better than Alclad. So, not really the chrome, but like the colors and clear coats. I think Sunday I'm gonna end the polling, and I'm gonna see where we're at with the polling, and then I'm gonna keep working on her each week. Because I figured this week today I'm gonna work on the chests. And then after that, I gotta primer up and attach the legs. And then once the legs are attached, I'm gonna rework the booty next week because I don't like the way this. Because I was even like beginning of the stream, I don't like the way this is. I don't like the way the underwear goes here because it depends on how I do this. I want to get the bare body kind of cleaned up and ready to go, and then we'll start working on all the elements for each character. But I just want to get all this kind of prepped first. What was it? The nun and cop are still winning, I think. I was so busy this week in the garage working on this and the Thor kit and this Wonder Woman kit. I haven't really checked. Yeah, that's why I said you might like the Spaz better. It kind of cures better. Um, I know when I was using the Aqua Gloss that I would have to blow dry it too. After I sprayed it. But then again, like I said, I haven't really used Alclad that much anymore. Well, the reason why I say use a blow dryer is you kind of heat set it. Because some acrylics you need to sort of heat set, or they stay tacky. Like take Createx for instance. Createx is like rubbery kind of. So once you sort of heat set it with the blow dryer, they kind of cure a little bit better. I wouldn't bother with Createx Wicked about their chromes. Createx is one of those brands, even the Wicked colors, where only certain colors work good, where other ones are crap. So I'd be careful with Wicked colors. Wicked colors white's amazing, but some of the other ones are eh. Yeah, certain brands, certain colors are great. Other colors are horrible. So for like regular Createx, like their regular yellow, red, and white are absolutely crap. But the Wicked colors are a little bit better. I think like Createx is just sort of the regular Createx you get like at the hobby stores, like their shit brand. Where the Wicked colors, unless they all went Wicked colors now, I'm not really sure. Let me see, did I leave a file open with Jessica Rabbit stuff? I don't think I, wait, no. No, I gotta get a folder. I gotta start gathering in images. Alright. Well, the problem with any kind of chromes, I think every chrome from every brand is going to get dulled down once you seal it. Chrome is one of those colors where you can make it look amazing as long as you don't touch it. But my experience is no matter what chrome you use, it always gets dulled down when you touch it and or seal it. Unless you do dipped chrome, you know? Like I remember when I first started painting, I did a outclad chrome and I got it amazing. It was beautiful, it was shiny, I buffed the hell out of it. I had the gloss, like perfectly like mirror gloss paint on the item. And the minute I sealed it with their aqua gloss, it just completely dulled it down. So really, and everyone I've talked to in the hobby says you just cannot keep chrome mirror. as long as you don't touch it. So. Can you get AK Interactive? Because their chrome and their gunmetal is awesome. Yeah, try the AK Interactive. Their stuff is not bad. I've used their gunmetal, and then I misted some of their chrome over it, and then I've sealed it, and it gives me a nice kind of like steel look, where it's not mirror, but it's not like, you know, cheap metal looking. The only problem with electroplating, meaning is like, say we want to, like, you know, we want to just chrome like a little area on the chest, you can't really do it. But Bowen Designs used to electroplate those busts back in the day, and he said that a lot of the ones that he electroplated with the polystone resin, sometimes that stuff would actually melt in the bat, which is kind of funny. So I think he said he lost like a couple of them in the bat because of the extreme heat. The best chroming I've seen for statues is from Creation and Chrome. They have that liquid chrome stuff where it's like you spray it on your item and then you spray it off with another chemical, and the chrome just kind of like it's just like a nice, good, amazing chrome. Look at Creation and Chrome. It's Creation and Chrome, I think that's what it is. They do some really amazing chroming, but it's a chemical type of a chrome. I haven't heard that. I'll have to look into that. I try not to chrome too much stuff anymore because it's really hard, and it kind of, sometimes if you don't get it right, it's not worth the hassle. So like I said, I've been using that AK Interactive gunmetal with a little bit of chrome coating on it, and you get this nice steel look, which is kind of a little bit better. Yeah. The history behind Bowen is that his wife divorced him, and he went through a really, really bad divorce, and she owned like half the company. At least that's kind of what we've heard. Don't. I'm not. This is just kind of like the rumor, and he sort of, from what people have told me, he wasn't allowed to sculpt anything that he did in the past for so many years. But then I know he had a really bad back surgery or something. So I think he just completely retired out of the whole entire hobby completely. So I really don't know what he's doing anymore. So. And at this point, I can't really imagine him coming back with all the 3D printing and sculpts now. It's kind of like. It's kind of really hard to compete in the market, I guess. So I don't know really how he would do. I think it's creation, just creation and Chrome. That used to be the thing. I don't know if they have a website, but this was years ago. I don't know if they're still around. I know they were located in California. Creation and Chrome. Creations in Chrome. I don't know. The sites are not loading. Yeah, I can't find them. I don't know. Maybe they're not around anymore. They used to do a lot of statues, so I don't know. I'll look into an Iceman. The only problem is I try not to buy paints that I'm not using, so I try to find a project and then I try those paints on that project. In the past I used to buy up paints because everyone's like, buy this paint, buy that paint, and by the time I used them they went bad. So if I have a project that comes up and I want to try it, I'll look into it definitely. I hate when paint dries up on me. That's the only problem with Spaztec. Or Spastic, or whatever you want to call them. Their paint sort of, the bottle paints, at least the chrome goes bad if you don't use it in a certain amount of time. I mean the metallic, not the chrome. The Alright, I think I need to make her cleavage a little bit more. But she's definitely got a nice large chest on her now. Compared to what she did have. But I think once I sand them down, it'll look a little bit better. No luck yet, Wells? Maybe you could do a back search on statueform.com. See if there's any old threads that pop up with the company's name. I wonder if they actually are even in business anymore. Alright, I think that's pretty much, let me see, kind of sure. It's definitely bigger. Leaves me room to sculpt on top. It's got to be sanded down, of course. Alright, let that cure up a bit. We'll come right back to it. Start on the next one. I gotta put those pictures aside. Brad sent me an email with some good pictures of Lieutenant O'Hara, and so it looks like we got some good reference pics. I gotta get those out, work on those. So I'm thinking if we do the nun, if that's the one that wins, should we do more of like a bathing suit nun, or should we do more of like a small skirt or a slit type skirt nun? I don't know. I've seen a bunch of different like options. I don't know if you guys have any ideas or ones that have straps on them. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what we could do. Got to start gathering pictures. It's a good thing I added rods up the legs, because after I put in the resin and now the top heaviness, if she was hollow, she probably would definitely kind of keel over. Did we just disconnect or something? What the hell is? Why is YouTube doing this? I'm sorry. Yeah, the chat went nuts on me. It wasn't updating there for a while. Sorry about that. Okay, something happened. I gotta scroll back. Chat just popped out of. YouTube's going apeshit at the moment. Let's see, where were we going? Alright, so going back to Jacob's question. That could work. Yeah, I was stuck on something Iceman said a while ago, and all of a sudden the chat just went nuts and everything popped up. Yeah, garter belt could work. I saw some nun stuff where she was in like a bathing suit, but you could see cleavage, but they have like the garter belts come down. I'll post a couple pictures of that when I get a chance, and people could kind of see what they like and what they don't like. We could come up with like a census. You know, we don't have to do a skirt for the nun. We can do, like you said, maybe like the bathing suit with a garter belt, but sort of have like a flap come over the back or something. There's an image I think I saved on my other computer. I'm starting to sort of save images here and there when I come across them. When I do my nightly sit down of just scrolling through artwork on various sites. That's all I do is just go through artwork. I hardly even watch movies or shows anymore. So I think I got a bunch of Jessica Rabbit cosplay stuff I saw. So I'll have to look into some of those. The Umbrella Academy was canceled? Did they actually have a new season come out? I didn't even know the new season came out. I had no clue that came out. I'll have to look it up. I really have not been paying attention to any types of shows or movies. I still never even seen X-Men or The Boys. Raccoon, did you see it? Was it at least good or no? Well, see, that's my problem. The minute they start getting any kind of political, I don't want to watch it. I'm kind of over the political crap. Like, not everything has to be political, so I get turned off right away. And that's why I don't even bother watching stuff. If they just go back to just straight old type of shows and comedy and action, I'm happy. But they got to throw this political crap in everything now, so I don't bother. That's not a bad idea, Jacob. Like I said, I got some pictures I want to post. So once Sunday, I'm gonna end the poll, and then we'll start posting pictures and get feedback, and people can start letting me know what they kind of think might look good, and we could go from there. I think once you see my images, you might like how I have in mind, but if not, we can kind of brainstorm a little bit. I think I saw the first season of Cobra Kai or the second, and then that was it. I liked Karate Kid growing up, but I'm not like, it wasn't like my favorite movie of all time, so I don't really care about Karate Kid. I know that's kind of blasphemy to some people, but it wasn't really my thing. Well, I tried watching the show. I couldn't really get into it. I don't know. I think I just I don't know. Just I didn't the vibe from it. I didn't enjoy. That's probably what it is, Iceman. It's too much teen drama. That's probably why I'm not into it. What was it? Around the 2000s, everything was a teen drama, and I got tired of that whole teen drama movies and shows. I don't know. I just I don't know. Like a lot of the 80s stuff and 90s stuff, I liked, but I don't really cared about it that much. Like if you can make a TV show based off of what was it? Better Off Dead, or what was the other one? Better Off Dead and One Crazy Summer. You know, that type of humor is the stuff I like. Yeah, that's exactly it. I just want to see action and craziness and just flying and the whole emotion and drama. I'm just over that crap. I don't want to see that. Like John Wick, I always go back to John Wick. He's basically a guy that just does headshots throughout the whole movie, and he's a badass. And that's it. That's the movie, and that's all. I know that's what I'm going in to see, and that's what I want to see. You know, I don't want to deal with the whole emotional crap. That stuff I could deal without it. Like just like the old blockbusters from the '90s and early 2000s. You going into the movie to know it's going to be explosions and jumping from buildings, and that's what you get. That's what you want to see. Hey, what's up, JC? Yeah, I heard about the Terminator stuff. That's another thing. Like, I like the Terminator movies, but I'm not like a huge fan of Terminator. So I don't know. I'm just more of a simple comedy movie. I like Dumb and Dumber, Tommy Boy, Black Sheep. Like that's the stuff I could watch over and over and over. That's the type of stuff I enjoy the most. I heard they're making a Happy Gilmore 2 finally, which, and they're also Spaceballs. Like Spaceballs was awesome, but supposedly they're making Spaceballs 2 now. Like, I believe that it's past their time to make these movies. If you cannot have the original characters in there, there's no point in making them. Unless the Spaceballs sequel that they're making, I'm hope that they make fun of what Star Wars has become. Then I probably would enjoy it. But if they just kind of try to capture that genie in a bottle of the old Spaceballs and they don't really do anything new, then it's kind of a lost cause. For a perfect example, I love Dumb and Dumber. It was a great movie. And then they made Dumb and Dumber 2, um, which was about the two kids or something, and I was kind of But when they made Dumber and Dumberer, or whatever they did, where they, like, what was it, like 30 years later, 20 years later, they kept it true to the old movie, and I loved it. I thought it was great. They didn't throw any of the political crap in there. It was just basically Jim Carrey and the other guy, like 20 or 30 years later. And it was hilarious. So if they could keep it true to that old style, then I would be happy. I still think that new one was great. Yeah, Jeff Daniels. I thought when I first saw it. I think, what did it come out, like a year or two ago? I saw it. I was laughing my ass off. It felt like the '90s all over again. Just stupid humor with two idiots, and they didn't miss a beat, which I thought was great. I never saw Dumb and Dumber 2, which was what is it, when Lloyd met Harry with the kids. I never actually saw that because I was like, oh, I'm never gonna see this movie. But from what I understand, they actually referenced that movie in the third one. So maybe I should go back and watch it someday. Well, they could come out with new stuff, but they don't hire the talent for it. They hire hacks who don't know what the hell they're doing, and they just rehash everything. So. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Is a lot of swapping. Hollywood's lost its magic. It's better just to watch the old stuff and wait for AI to take over and make your own stuff. A little filler item. I like the memes going around about the AI. What we thought AI would be 20 years ago versus what it is now, and it's just used for thought girls on Instagram. Well, fake girls on Instagram, which is kind of funny. I should make a deal with Iceman. I'll get a 3D printer if you start working with AI. You're gonna get me to get a printer someday. I want to get you to use AI. That's the goal. That's the goal. We'll get you on that AI bandwagon soon. It's getting chilly. It's starting to. Not at the point yet where I need jeans, but a couple mornings I did need jeans, but by the time the afternoon hit, went back to shorts. But right now, today, it's kind of like pre-fall, but we still might get some heat wave soon. Iceman's gonna get into AI. Don't let him fool you. It's gonna happen. He's gonna go for a job interview, and they're like, "Are you? Do you know how to code AI?" He's gonna be like, yeah, I do." Then he's gonna have to learn it. But he'll take it to his grave, though. I don't know. I still say he's gonna be an AI artist. Give it time. He's got to put food on the table, and that's all he knows that's out there. That, or he'll be one of those guys living in the mountains alongside of me, just to get away from society. It's funny, every time I talk to people, they're like, "Oh, we'll just go live in the mountains," and pretty soon go live in the mountains, everyone's there. Everyone wants to get away from society, and then just everyone is there. It's definitely fall because all the damn acorns are falling on my roof. Gotta get those trees trimmed. It's always something. Nah, no communications. Yeah, we could do that, and we'll just give it to somebody to deliver the stuff for us. Just sit there, sculpt and paint all day, and send it out. Alright, those have got to be sanded and tuned up. But they should be definitely a good starting point in case we have to squeeze them. Alright, 2 down, 1 more to go. Clean out the brushes a bit. Is Jacob still in chat? Are you there, Jacob? I don't know if you were there earlier. Since it seems like the cop's gonna win, I have the hat from whatchamacallit? The Poison from Street Fighter, Pulp Culture Shock. So we could put the hat sort of like at an angle on our head like that, and then have the hair kind of come out. Like maybe instead of having the hair cover the eye, we have the hat cover the eye or something, you know? So at least we sort of have the cop hat ready. And then I have the handcuffs. So just something because I'm starting up another side project as a filler, so I'm using that poison body for something. So I figured that'll kind of be like a starting point, you know, at least one element, so I don't have to go crazy. And I'll leave the chain on it too, or maybe I'll take the chain. I don't know. I guess we could leave the chain on it, even though it's kind of like poison hat, right? I mean, we'll work on it, you know, to see where, you know, which way to do it. But I'm thinking more like on the side somehow. But we can't have this cover the eye and that cover the eye. You know, we'll have to maybe play with it a little bit. And I gotta Dremel out the inside because it'll never fit on the head correctly. I would have liked to shown you guys how I filled the resin in and did the legs, but I had to do it all at the garage because I wanted to do all this before we lost the warm weather too. So I wanted to get her all filled in. Well, yeah, basically like Poison from Street Fighter. basically. But I'm thinking more of a cop outfit though. Whatchamacallit. So the one outfit I saw that I posted on the Patreon, where she had the cop shirt but it was opened up, so you saw a lot of cleavage, and then she had the skirt, tight mini skirt. So, but you know, we'll kind of find some other elements. Maybe we could come up with something a little different, you know. Well, for me, I had to use up the resin. For one, I had only a little bit of resin left, just enough to fill up these items. Plus, you can't keep resin too long because if it'll go bad, and then when you can't really pour in the cold either. And I didn't want to pour any of this stuff in the studio. But my paints are always in my studio. But working on that Thor kit, I wanted to get in the garage and get that pretty much set up. Because I try not to... I hate doing stuff in the cold weather. Even though I got a heater. Oh, and I sort of... Let me just kind of take a break for a second, but I worked on her hair this week a little bit too. So, still got a little more to go. But what do you guys think? You think that looks pretty good for Sue Storm's hair? She's getting closer to be like just kind of focus on the base and that's it. But I sort of like the hair. I think it came out pretty decent. Well, if you wanted to be cheesy, I mean, well, if she was a 3D print, you could print out some in the clear resin, you know. And I started painting, what's her name? Jean. I gotta just make sure the skin tone is good. But I cleaned her up and I got her ready for paints and stuff. Started working on the base too. Tied shirt. I haven't done one yet. I'm actually I was going to be working on my tied knot shirt for the Bombshell Flash I'm working on for myself. I haven't gotten that far. I'm trying to think of some images for the cop. I mean, if you go on DeviantArt and you look up, you know, cop, like Jessica Rabbit cop. There's a bunch of them there. Maybe I could find one real quick and post it. Let's see, Jessica Rabbit cop. So this was the one I posted in the chat. That one. So that's kind of something I was thinking of from the start. But there's some others out there we can look up. It doesn't have to be Jessica Rabbit cop. You can look up like sexy cop, you know. And there's a lot. I gotta be very careful what I click and post though, but there's a lot of options, you know. Like this one, I'll save this image. Um, something like that, you know. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna gather images like that, and sort of kind of we'll pull them together on Patreon, and we'll kind of find out like what we should do, you know. But whatever I pick, it's got to be like animated though. It can't be super detailed because Jessica Rabbit's kind of more like that animated look. So I want to try to find those elements, but also keep it like that animated look. Even though this statue's a little bit on the more realistic side, I want to find that, you know, middle ground. But yeah, we'll brainstorm. We'll come up with some ideas. We'll it'll work. Right now, it's just a matter of brainstorming, getting them prepped up, getting them ready to customize, get them on the bases, make sure, you know, each leg is correct. You know, I want to make sure that when I put her in the base, this foot isn't too long, which this one might be too. You know, and we have to redo the booties on them too because this has got to be correct. Because even if we show a skirt, this doesn't look right. This is kind of wrong back here. And if any Jessica fans are going to end up with this statue, they're going to want this to be correct, of course, you know? So we have to do it right. We have to make the Jessica fans happy. Which I have a funny feeling we might be doing the hair different on each one. We might redo the hair. The more and more I look at the hair, but we'll use the hair that came with it as a base, and we'll kind of sculpt onto that. So I think we need to go more animated, like that first picture I sent. Keep it that animated hair look, which is more like flatter, instead of like detailed lines. I don't know, what do you guys think? It should probably be more animated, right? And if you guys find pictures, don't be afraid to send me them in an email, and then I'll post them on Patreon. So... Ammo paint? I've never heard of ammo paint. No, I don't think I've ever seen it or used it. I've never seen any of the guys in the hobby talk about it, so I don't know. Yeah, no, I'll have to look into it. Never heard of that stuff. Yeah, we'll keep it animated, and we'll simplify it, but we'll kind of come up with the style, sort of what you're thinking. You know, maybe a rolled up cop outfit that's sort of tied like that second image. But I still think she should have a skirt though, not just underwear showing or like a bathing suit. I'm thinking the cop should definitely have a, you know, a skirt. I'm even thinking maybe a skirt but slitted, you know? So if we do a, whatchamacallit, if we do a skirt, hold on, let me get off these gloves and stuff. sure I got enough of mixing up here. This might not be. A little bit more. I ordered more E's because I'm coming lower to the red, so got those coming. Might come today. Yeah, that's sort of the general idea. Let me mix this up and I'll show you what I'm talking about maybe with the skirt. I have a good idea of what would look cool, kind of cool. Does that color Black Ice Band have like a blue tint to it? Or is it just like straight up like black? That's the problem with Vallejo colors. It's like a lot of their blacks have like a really, really dark blue. And it's very, very noticeable when you mix it with white. Alright, so what I'm thinking for her skirt, let's grab some silly putty. Let's grab a leg. See if we could do this without the leg being attached. That's the other thing that sucks about when the weather starts getting colder. The putty is not as easily messing around with. So if we give her like a basic skirt like this, you know, what I'm thinking is cut it here, you know, and make it like a sort of a slit skirt type thing. But you could still kind of see the booty back there type thing. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about for the skirt. Something like that. And of course it would come right underneath the belly button. And we could stylize it too. We can have the skirt come down more like an angle too. A little bit like longer. I don't know, we could play with it. But something, that's what I was thinking at least for the cop. Cop definitely has to have just shoes like this and bare legs. But like you said with the nun, you know, you can have like thigh-high boots or something type thing. Yeah, sort of like Jane type thing. Yeah, I can see that. I just think once we correct the booty though, it'll come together better. Cause like right now it's sort of weird. They sort of have it kind of coming up and then at an angle. Can't really. It's weird. I would do fishnets, but honestly, it'll never work. I would have to have designed fishnets. You know, I have to have the foot cut and then have this design perfect. So this way you would actually put the fishnets on her and sew it behind her and then glue the leg in at the end. But I am not messing with fishnets. There's no way in hell. Yeah, actually, a ruler's kind of a good idea. That actually might work. Um, Keep that in mind. See, that's why I say we brainstorm together ideas. Um, a ruler might work. A slanted belt over the skirt. I don't know how that would look. I'm not sure that would come out because I was thinking that the belt would have to be sort of, you know, like a regular pant belt, you know, with the notches. Because for a cop, I don't know how that would look. We'll have to play with some ideas. I know what you're saying though, and it's not a bad idea, but I don't know how it would work. I have not envisioned it correctly. Probably, maybe that's what it is. But for the cop, we could give something around the leg though that has like pouches and stuff too. You know, or a flashlight, something like that. I don't know. Slanting the skirt and the belt might work. We'd have to Photoshop it to see though. But the other thing too is if we slant the belt, but then we have the slanted hat, too many angled stuff on her. If you kind of see what I'm like, if we have a nice basic skirt with a slit, the tied up shirt, but we have a slanted hat, the hat gives her the sense that she's kind of like in that slutty slanty pose instead of the skirt. You see, like just I think the hat covering her eye sort of gives it that sort of playful, sexy look. See what I'm saying? Think keep playing with the ideas. Post them in chats, Patreon, wherever. Send me emails, and then I think once we kind of get the figure set up, we can really start drawing on the figure, and we can do some putty work, and we can kind of see what's going to work and what might not work. I think that's the best way of going about it for right now. So go on like DeviantArt, go on like Google or DuckDuckGo, wherever you go, and look up like sexy or slutty cop. Same thing with the nun. And if you come across anything, we'll kind of brainstorm. Like I said, I got some images. I'll post them. We'll kind of come up with something decent. Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna re-sculpt any of the hair, but I've got a funny feeling now we're gonna be tweaking up the hair on each one. Star Trek should be pretty straightforward. Raz sent me a bunch of images on those. So we're going to try to keep it to the outfit as close as we can, but still have a little fun with it. But I think most of the nun images out there, I don't know if the hair is really showing too much. Maybe the ones I'm thinking off, the ones I remember I saved, I think some hair is showing. I'll have to go back and look. Yeah, Catholic schoolgirl would have been good, but nobody suggested that. It's all your fault, Raccoon. The Britney Spears prop top. I vaguely remember it. Let me go back and look. What was the name of that song? Oh, there, you already posted it though. Okay. Hmm. I'll use the knot as a reference, but yeah, that uh, well, Raccoon, depending on how the projects go, if we want to put a Roger Rabbit on the base, we could put Roger Rabbit in that outfit. I'm still debating if I want to add Roger Rabbits to them. Only because I need to see if there's any decent files out there, and if I could incorporate him to the base. But we haven't gotten that far yet. I'm just worried that adding Roger would look good, but I don't know if I can afford to start printing all that out. But we shall see. Because if we incorporate Roger into each one, I would think that for the cop we would have to put him into the black and white stripe outfit, and for Star Trek just I don't know, put him in something simple. But putting Roger in the outfit of Britney Spears would be actually kind of funny. But alright, so hold on to that idea, Raccoon, and keep it in the back of your mind. So I have to do some more searching to see, or if Raz comes across any Roger files that are simple, not too complex, and that might be able to print out and not too expensive, maybe we can do that. I won't rule it out, but if we do that, these projects will turn into a longer project, which I don't care, but it'll take a while to get them done. Yeah, don't worry about it, Raz. We got time. I still got to prep these up. I still got to get these on the bases. I have to see about how much room is on the base before I attach them to see if a Roger would fit. So I got a lot more planning to do than just saying, yeah, we can do it. Also, whichever item we pick, I gotta see which chest I did better than the other chests, and how we're gonna do the outfit, and then I can pick which one would work better. Sometimes I don't get these right in certain areas, and it would look weird. But we'll figure this out as we go. Alright, I got this Britney Spears picture staring at me in the screen. I gotta get off. Yeah, I probably could. Except with Jessica's, they're just way bigger than other ones, so... It may look like it's easy to do, but when you look at this angle, this one's lopsided. When you look at this angle, this one's over here. And when you look at here, it's... So I gotta try to get them at least looking okay. But yeah, Jessica's a little bit exaggerated, so, like, really exaggerated. Like, and when you look at it from this angle, it's off. So, it's clay. You push one angle and it squeezes this area. When you push it this way, it squeezes that area. So... The hardest part is this part here. Getting that little triangle area looking right. Never really get it perfect, and I usually have to sort of put like putty in it when it cures up. Well, this is Jessica Rabbit, and she's a little bit more than Power Girl look. She's Jessica's in a little bit of in her own little ballpark. Because that sideshow Jessica Rabbit, when I first took off that cloth, I was like, good lord, they're huge. And when you take off the cloth, you have to rebuild it because the cloth was tucked in because they had the body was split in half, so they had the cloth glued in. So when you rip off the cloth, there was kind of like a higher layer. So that was a bitch to get that all evened out. But sadly, I don't think we're ever going to see Jessica Rabbit again from Sideshow or Disney. She is not a character they want to promote at all anymore. It is Disney, right? Yeah, I thought it was Disney. Yeah, I remember that. They said that she will no longer be in the red dress anymore. She will be in a trench coat or a jacket or something. So honestly, I don't know what the hell Disney's doing, and I don't care anymore. It's just the same thing over and over. Let them destroy their IPs. I don't care anymore. We have the old stuff, and we have people that can make new products of the old styles, and we don't need them to make anything new anymore because they're just gonna ruin it anyway. Esmeralda? What's Esmeralda from again? Yeah, I know. I know. Slave Leia is. You can never make another toy or statue of Slave Leia ever again. You can't put her in the comic books. You can't put her in any kind of media. So I know the whole Slave Leia character or any of the other slaves from Jabba the Hutt. You can't ever show ever again. That's Disney said no. Oh, Hunchbacks of Notre Dame. I don't remember that character. See, now you got me interested. I gotta look this up. She was too sexy? I think I saw that movie once. Wait, I'm showing Esmeralda. She's in a purple dress with a white top. Is that the one? Wait, that's too sexy? You're kidding me. She has a purple skirt with a corset and a white top. It's a gypsy outfit, right? It's basically it's an old school gypsy outfit. I don't know what the hell they're doing anymore. That doesn't make any sense at all. I am looking at the right one, correct? That's weird. Yeah, I remember. I know they did that with Boba Fett's ship. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know anymore. I don't care anymore. They're just ruining everything. I still believe their stock should be like $30 a stock. I don't know how they still have such a close to $100 stock. It doesn't make any sense. They lose so much money. You're making that up, Raccoon. There's no way that it was the issue. I mean, it's actually a very tame dress compared to Creative Accounting. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But that dress doesn't seem bad to me at all. I mean, it looks like a nice, elegant dress. If you ask me, almost like a gypsy or sort of a Mexican dress, right? Sort of, kind of like a mash between both. I do know. There was a guy on DeviantArt. He had a bunch of Jessica Rabbit images, and I sent him a message saying I like your images. I know it was AI, and I told him, I was like, yeah, I'm working on some statues, and I'm probably going to use some of your facial, the way he colored the faces, sort of like the makeup. I was going to use them, and I went back a week later, and they were gone. And he told me DeviantArt made him delete them all because they said something about Disney or something. I don't know. That's weird. That is just weird. I like strange. I think Disney just wants to kill every IP they own. I mean, we grew up with all this stuff, so I don't see an issue with it, you know? Yeah, I'm sure somebody got upset and they complained, and Disney was like, oh no, we gotta get rid of it. And it was probably just like one person, you know? Sometimes I think people just mess with Disney and they make stuff up. And Disney's like, oh my god, everyone's gonna hate us, we gotta get rid of it. And they're just sitting there laughing, like, hey, look, Disney got rid of another item we were messing with them about. Or Disney has a lot of Karens on the board, and all the Karens are upset over all this stuff. So maybe that's the issue? Maybe it's the Karens? Yeah, Jacob, that's what my friend's doing. He's going to like a lot of like thrift stores and garage sales, and he buys up all these old DVDs and Blu-rays because he's like, sooner or later, you're not going to be able to see this stuff anymore. So he's got a pretty good collection. I think it was all downhill when they started attacking Seinfeld over the, which one was it? The the Spanish one, the Spanish Parade one. Was that it? Something like that, I think. Well, look what's going on with that whole Snow White thing. I got kind of caught up on that the other day. I was when I was working in here, I was playing some videos of what was going on, and that whole Snow White's it's a mess. I'll probably get kicked off YouTube just for mentioning it, but that thing looks like it's dead in the water. At some point, you got to realize it's not even worth releasing the movie, you know? The Puerto Rico flag, that's it, yep. Well, I heard there was a couple more Seinfelds they want to take off. They don't want to show anymore. Oh, he said it's a modern age book burning, except it's with movies. Yeah, I've heard about that with the stockholders, but I don't know. I think they just don't care. Yeah, that Batgirl movie, it sounded like it was so bad they were like, "There's no way we can release this." Yeah, I got a lot of hope for DC. I know there's a lot of people raging already, but I'm giving them a chance. From the latest thing I read or that somebody sent me was it's already set in a world where heroes have been around for a while. So it's not like, oh, Superman's the first, blah, blah. It's going to be like, we're going to supposedly dive into it, and heroes have always been around, and it's just story going. So that's kind of what I want. I don't need another origin story, and Superman's the only one in the universe. Just throw Superman in there, focus on him, but have all the other heroes in there too. So, I'm looking forward to seeing what James Gunn does. Hopefully, it's just something different, you know. Yeah, I remember they were gonna do that with Batgirl and Supergirl and all that. But like I've told a couple people, this stuff was planned years ago, and then it takes years for it to come out. So everybody thought that they just made this decision overnight. They probably decided this stuff back in like 2016 or 2017. But by the time they do the contracts, they get the scripts written, They produce it, blah blah blah. It comes out years later. So sadly, by the time it's released or it was coming out, everybody was rejecting it. So that's the same thing with Marvel. From Iron Man to Endgame, it was planned by the Russo brothers for like what, 10 years? But then after Endgame was coming to a close, Marvel started to do the MCU. But as it was coming out, people were rejecting it, and they didn't realize that that was going to be rejected. They thought everybody was going to welcome it, but people just want to see their fan favorites, and that's it. So from what I understand, James Gunn is like, when they first hired James Gunn, the story was he got together with, I guess, a couple of the other guys or who was ever doing it with him, and they went away for like a week or two, and they did like a whole thing of where they're going to plan out the stuff for the next 10 years. So that's kind of like what they're doing, which is the smartest thing to do. So... Well, see, I have a funny feeling this suit is going to be at least CGI tweaked, because a lot of the suits and stuff, like I was watching a video of Black Widow, what's her name, Scarlett Johansson, and she actually is not as thin as she is in the movie, but they CGI'd her waist to be thinner. So if they could do that with her outfit, they could do it with any of those outfits. Yeah, Raccoon, like, you know, trying to force a character that nobody wants is just stupid. Like Captain Marvel, her comic has failed time and time again, and they keep trying to push her up front and center, which doesn't make any sense. Well, I think, is that why he got let go by Marvel? I thought he had a lot of creative differences with Marvel, and that's why he left. And I think DC gave him an opportunity to do what he wants. I'm for it. I want to see what happens. You know, worst case scenario, it's bad, and then you move on. But I don't think it could be any worse than some of the other stuff DC was putting out. Well, I can't really say DC. It was AT&T who owned it, so I would have to say AT&T had no clue what the hell they were doing. Yeah, I think they'll CGI some stuff. I mean, if they could CGI the Deadpool and Wolverine stuff the way they're doing now, they could do it with Superman stuff too. So, I'm sure, like, you know, when his suit bends, you see those wrinkles. They might take those wrinkles out. So... Yeah, Jacob, that's the cancel culture. That's, you know, people sit there and they save everything so they could cancel you for something you said at 5 years old. So, that's why I say, you know, all these people in power, stay off social media. Just stay off of it. Just do your job and go home and get paid. But if you want to get political or you want to say something, because... I was talking to a friend. This day and age, like me and my friends, when we're together, the stuff we say to each other is hilarious. But if we were to say that stuff online, people wouldn't understand the context of what we're saying, and they would say, "Oh, we need to cancel you." But if you were there with the person in front of you, you would see that they're just joking around, and the other person's laughing at it too. You know, so nobody with social media understands context anymore. So. Yeah, it's stuff me and my friends say all the time. Stuff I said back in the day would be canceled in overnight. Then again, we grew up back in the 80s and 90s, so it was a different time. Really, nobody got offended. I told my cousin, no more mama jokes. You're not allowed to say the F word anymore. And it's not the curse one. So you can't say mama jokes with the F word. It's now cancelable. Yeah, see, James Gunn seemed to understand the Guardians of the Galaxy, because the Guardians of the Galaxy are sort of that, comedy group of characters, and it worked. But I think Marvel was like, oh, well, if that works, everybody should be a comedian now. So they made Thor a comedian, and they made this character a comedian. It's like, no, these characters are funny, and they're the goofballs, but these characters are the serious ones. So you need to know your characters. Yeah, that's what I heard, Raz. So yeah, you can't say anything anymore. I don't. We need to shut down the internet. Period. Or social media. Yeah, mama jokes are great. Mama jokes are classic. Like, everybody needs to have a mama joke in their life. Yeah, see, you were probably having fun and everything, but there's probably one or two people that were crying about it, and they probably reported those people. So. Alright, so let's actually look at the base and see if we can do a little planning before I call it a night. Let's see if there is. This one. Which one's dried up? I think this one is. Alright. You know what, let's look on CG Trader now. Let's see if there is any files that might work. And if it does, how much room do I have on the base? Because I don't want to make any more bases. I don't have any more resin anyway. So... Roger Rabbit. Alright, so right away. Yeah, this is. Alright. So it's a free item. And it's basic. So if I was to get him on the base, do we have enough room? So if I was to put her on the base, let's get a little further up. So if I was to put her on the base, like here, and then put him here, put her back further and have him in front. What do you guys think? So if her arm is here, she wouldn't stick out too much from the back of the base. He could be in front. Or she would have to be back there, like this. Back to back. Let me see. Only problem, if you do back to back, you won't see his head. He would have to turn. See if there's any other files out there. There's another site, but let's see. There's this file. I mean, trying to think. Raz, what was that other site for 3D files? So I'm just trying to gauge my Cult 3D, that's what I was thinking of. Nothing there. Yegi. Yegi. Yeah, most of the ones I'm seeing is just basically the one with his hands up in the air. Well, there's this one. They have the Toon Gun too at this site. Wait, no, that one was taken away. So this so they have a Toon Gun, you know. That file is not there. No, that looks like a crackhead Roger Rabbit done. That's why, because it's a free file. That's not that good. They have one with his open mouth, but it looks too weird. They have the villains. You can print the 3D, the villains, you know, the weasels. But she's got to be with Roger, though. Some of these sites won't load. I kind of like the one where he's holding up the trophy. Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, it'll be kind of hard because the only other problem too is he's got those overalls. Let me see. Just trying to plan out because if I put her into the base soon, and I try to add more later, it won't work. I made her big and the base small, so if I center her in the base, there's not a lot of room. Yeah, I'm trying. I don't think I'm gonna have any room. I'm kind of looking. So far, I'm only seeing those two images everywhere. Well, let me just look real quick again, just to get an idea. Let me try this free site. See if there's anything here. Let me look Roger Rabbit. No. Let's look Jessica Rabbit. So most of the Jessicas are by themselves. That one looks a little weird. I can't post all these images because some of them have nude stuff next to them. Yeah, I'm not really seeing much. Alright, so if we don't do a Roger Rabbit for them, what if we did a Roger Rabbit for one? I don't know. Let's brainstorm a bit here. Give me some feedback. Like I said, she's big. The base is small because I didn't want to go crazy with the base. So if we have Star Trek, it's straightforward character, right? If we have the cop, if we had the cop and Roger was painted with the overalls instead of red, we painted in like a prison outfit. For the nurse, I don't know. That's what I'm thinking too, Raccoon. Maybe the cop is the only one that gets Roger. Because, for the sexy nun, what do we really do with Roger, you know? Whereas, Star Trek, what do I sculpt? I can't really sculpt the head to look like a Klingon or anything, you know? Well, I could sculpt the ears pointy, but that might look weird. Maybe just make the cop have Roger? The one with his, which one do you think would be better then? The hands up in the air like he's free? Or the hands, the one hand up? I'm okay with doing one Roger, but 3 Rogers might be pushing it. Alright, how about this? We have that one Roger that's standing there holding up the trophy. What if we had her standing here, Roger's there, but instead of him holding up the trophy, he's holding up a money bag. But the other hand has the handcuffs on him, or something, or like she's behind him and he's got the money bag. How about something like that? So the other 2 Jessicas I put front and center, but the cop we move back a little bit. Yeah, so somehow Roger's in we'll just paint the overalls in black and white stripes, and he's got money bag in his hand. Maybe this hand that's up in the air holding a money bag and the other one's holding a carrot. Something like that. Or he's holding the tune gun. Yeah. I could sort of bend the fingers a little bit to make them look animated, and sort of one hand's got the money bag, the other one's got the tune gun, and then Jessica's behind him. And then the other 2 Jessicas, I'll just center them in the base and we'll leave them as is. I don't think I want to go crazy with the bullet characters. I think that might be pushing it. Only because they would have to be fairly smaller. I'm thinking just an animated gun, money bag, and that's it. Because if I bend the Star Trek arm differently, and she's holding up a phaser, but instead it's a carrot, that'll probably work for her. But the nun, With a ruler? Okay. Alright. So if let's do a measurement. Alright, let me do a quick measurement. I have the pad in the garage. Alright, let's see. So, Gun, Roger, you figure Roger would need to be about, so how tall does Roger go? Roger's ears kind of maybe stop about here, right? Roger's not really that big next to her, correct? How far does he go up? Trying to think. I'm trying to like think about the movie. Roger Rabbit movie. See if there's a still of how tall he is. Yeah, so his ears. Yeah, so his head and ears go right up to about her waist, right? Alright, so Roger sort of ends up right about, his ear kind of stops about here. Yeah, so his head is probably the length of her, so he's about 9 inches. So he would need to be about 9 inches, I think. Well, the one thing I'm looking at, it's his hair ends right about here. Okay, so from the bottom of his feet to about the top of his hair should be about 9 inches. And his ears go up about up here. Okay, so we'll say about 9 inches. Anywhere from 8 to 9 inches. 8 through 9 inches. Feet to hair. I think that would be about good. So I'll have to put the cop back here so Roger will be able to fit, because his feet are a little bit bigger. So I might need to get Roger printed out first before I put the cop onto the base. So I can still kind of make a hole, but work out the legs and the booty until I get Roger printed out. That sound like a plan? I think that'll work. So, you know what? Let's just look real quick if there's a carrot, like any kind of carrot file too. I mean, I can make the carrot, but if we're gonna make Raz print out some more stuff, maybe they have a file. Maybe there's a funny looking carrot. It's a lot of realistic carrots. You know what? I'll make the carrot. Screw it. I'm pretty sure during the project I'm going to have a lot of Aves anyway. So I might as well just take some extra Aves and sort of make up a funny looking carrot. So we don't need to print that out. Alright, so that's what we'll do. I will look up for the file this weekend. I'll pick up that file if I can. I'll send it over to Raz, and whenever he can, if he could print it out, we'll get it done. And then we'll add Roger to the cop. So if I can by next week, if I have I should be able to find some time, I will try and sand down her chest, and I will prime up all the items, at least her bodies, get these all primed up. And then what I'll do is start working on the booty next week, maybe, if I could get those going. But other than that, taking down the waist and now the chest is definitely better than what it was. Hey Mark, Game Tunes? Not sure what you mean there. See what her hair looks like. So it's kind of the way the hair is now. Oh, it's kind of how we have the hair now. Chest definitely is going to make it look better. But if this is the cop, and we sort of have the hat, yeah, we're gonna have to redo the hair. We'll figure it out. We will figure it out. Alright, so that's what I'm gonna call for today. We got a nice good start on this. So I'll plug away during the week. We'll try to get everything else ready for next week to work on the booties. Maybe I can get the legs attached, or at least plan out the bases a little bit more, and then slowly we'll start plugging away on all the elements. So Raz, if you left the chat or you hear this, I'm going to send you an email on Saturday with some files. We'll try to get Roger printed out. No rush on it, but we'll try to get that done. And then we'll just keep plugging away. Alright, that's what I'm calling it for tonight, guys. But we did some good brainstorming today. Alright, have a good rest of your weekend.